Hey, my name is Chris Lee, and I'm the owner and head designer at Backyard ADUs. What I wanted to do right now is talk to you a little bit about what went into this project and how we figured out that, one, we could build this right there, how we connected it to the utilities, how we got electricity to it, because those are a lot of questions that people have when they're thinking about doing this in their own backyard. So let's kind of dive into it. So the first thing I want to show you is this orange stake. Now, this is sitting on top of a surveyor's property pin. Down here in the grass underneath here is a steel rod that was put in the ground almost 60 years ago. And it tells you exactly where the property line ends, the end of where the homeowners actually have rights to build on. And as you can see, the important thing is it's not on the road. The town maintains additional space, and that has big implications for where you can put the house. We were able to find another one of these old property pins, and it's out here in front of the telephone pole. And this one's important because this is what we use to set the front of the house. In Easthampton, when there's several different setbacks that you're concerned with. There's typically a minimum distance that you can be from the front of the property to where you can start building. There's another one from the side property line, which in this case is roughly on the edge of that driveway, to where you can be at the side of the house. And in this case, we are 25 feet back from the front property line. And we built that so we're as close to the street as we can be and still maintain the space behind for use by the homeowners. The other big consideration we had, if you look at the front of the house, we're roughly in line with the neighbors. So it looks like this has always been here. And that's the goal. We wanted to create something that blends into the neighborhood, it matches the character, and you're gonna wanna do the same thing with your project. So another piece in, most towns are going to have some kind of parking requirement. And most towns also don't have setback requirements on parking. So as you can see, this parking pad, which was done by our decorative concrete partner, is sitting inside of our side yard setback. We're about, I think we're 8 feet from the property line. And this parking pad is the minimum to get one car in here. And in Easthampton, that's 10 feet by 20 feet. That's enough space to park one car comfortably and satisfy your town's parking requirements. When we first started evaluating what we were going to do on this property in Easthampton, the question was, where were we going to build this backyard home? Well, obviously, we chose to do it right here, and there's lots of reasons for that. The primary one being, it's a great open space. It would fit very neatly in on Grove Street, and it was going to create this nice private space for the family, which they didn't have before. The other reason that we built it back here is proximity to the hooking up utilities, which I'll explain more when we go down in the basement and show you how we did that. But there was another space that we could have done this. And this is an interesting lot because it's an L shape. It's a very big lot for Easthampton. But you're looking at another section that we could have built one of these homes. Again, we've got to meet setback requirements. If you can see, there is a post showing where the end of this lot goes. This metal post is the side lot line. It kind of gave us an idea of how far over we can build. So to give you an idea of where we would have had to build in this location, I'm standing at about 25 feet from the side property line, which is marked by that post right there. And we could have built the accessory dwelling unit or second unit right up against where I'm standing, all the way over to the garage. Now, it would have been a neat spot to do it because we could have leveraged the existing driveway. We wouldn't have had to build as many paths, but it probably would have ended up crowding the garage a little bit. And we would have had to think very hard about matching the architectural style of the existing house matching the cape aspects and this garage, which had this cool roof. So talking about utilities, how do you get power to this new home? Well, almost always you're going to want to at least have a separate meter so you can look and charge for electricity separately, whether it's your mom or whether it's an unrelated tenant. One of the reasons we chose to put the house here facing Grove Street is this, the electrical pole. It's right there, and it allowed us to put this underground conduit in. Fiber optic, phone, and a new 100 amp service. And I'm standing directly on where it's buried. It's coming right down through the ground here, and we have a brand new electrical service that goes right to Eversource, and the future person living here is going to have their own bill, and the power never had to touch the main house. The next utility is water and sewer. Well, those are underground as well, but they have to go to the main house. In virtually all cities and towns across Massachusetts and New England, you're going to have to connect into the existing water and sewer services. If you have a septic, you have to figure out if that will work as well, but we'll have to talk about that on another video. If you look at the main house or your house, if you see a pipe sticking out from the roof, that's going to be your main vent and sewer stack. And that is generally where you want to be aiming for if you're connecting your sewer line into the basement. And in this case, we were able to position the new house right in line with it. And we walked the sewer line and water line directly through the foundation, and they're entering in about 4 feet below. And I'm going to show you down in the basement exactly where we connected. So now we're down in the basement of the main house, and you're looking at the main sewer stack that we just looked at from outside, and you're looking at our new work, this black new PVC pipe coming in through the foundation wall. This is the main line for all waste coming out of our new house, and it feeds through under the basement floor and gets out to the city sewer. This right here is our brand new water service line. This comes in, and it also goes out through the foundation and gets picked up at the new house and gives an enormous amount of water. We ran an inch PEX pipe out there just to be sure that we never ever have to dig it up again. Now, when we're thinking about the water coming into the house, we do have to evaluate what the water service is. And the water service is a pipe that comes in from the street and gives the house the main source of water. Now, in many old houses, they have service pipe that looks like this. It's old galvanized steel, and as you can see, it rusts. And this was the case in this house. Inside, it rusts from the inside out, and slowly over time, what was a 5/8 pipe constricts down, and water pressure is affected. Now, in the case of this house, if we had added another load in the form of this new accessory dwelling unit, with this old pipe, both houses would have had bad pressure. They wouldn't have been able to have a shower in the new ADU and a shower in the main house at the same time without having the shower go to a drip. So we dug up this, we put in new inch PEX piping that's going to last for the next 100+ years, and we connected it again right through the foundation, right over there. And then all of this has gone to the dump and is disappeared. So the last thing I want to point out here at the Mare Street house is the electric service coming to the main house. The service, as you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but this is an older 60 amp electrical service. And I know that for 2 reasons. One, I can tell that the wire going up is old and might even be original to the house. And it's also only about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch wide. The other way you can know that is by going down to your panel, and there is the main breaker. It will tell you how many amps it's rated for. Now, because we were able to put the house in the backyard facing Grove Street, we didn't have to replace this on this project. Now, if we weren't able to get that new electric connection from Grove, this would have had to come out. We would have run a brand new connection all the way from the street, all the way back down, and we would have updated the panel down in the basement. And that's generally gonna add $3,000 to $5,000 to one of these projects. It's not enough to break the project or completely make it not financially beneficial, but it does add a little bit of expense. It's something to evaluate early on.